Hello, everybody. Eric Worre here, and I'm excited to be able to share some more information with you with some special guests. I've got some friends, got a special message from Bob Proctor coming up a little bit later. I've got one of the biggest earners in network marketing. He's going to be sharing some secrets and strategies with you on how to really reinvent your life and your business. As we start, I want to just tell you this. Network marketing isn't perfect. It's got its challenges, it has its ups and downs. But if you have an entrepreneurial bone in your body, there is no better vehicle for the average person to be able to express that entrepreneurship. At worst, it's a way for you to figure out if you're built to become an entrepreneur, to develop yourself into an entrepreneur. There's this big debate. Are entrepreneurs made or are entrepreneurs born? And I will tell you, I believe entrepreneurs are born. We all have entrepreneurship in us. We all have this ability to create, to bring value, to contribute to the world, to solve problems. And that's what entrepreneurs do every single day. They do all of those different things, and we do the same thing. And the great thing about network marketing is it allows you to get involved with a very low price of entry, have a huge amount of support, have incredible flexibility, and it will be patient for you. It's flexible. You don't have to mortgage your whole family and walk away from your job and everything else to give it a shot. So I'm excited about what it's doing and how it's developing. And we're going to be talking today about what's working best inside of network marketing. So as we start, before I introduce our surprise guest, or not even necessarily surprise guest, our guest, Mr. Alex Morton, I would love for all of you to smash the share button, hit the share button, and hit those love hearts. Let me see some of those emojis if you're ready to get some value from Alex Morton. I've got a special gift for you today. I'll be giving you a little bit later on that will help you grow your network marketing business if you are involved. If you're not involved, you're going to learn a little bit more about it. And we have a special message from Bob Proctor coming up a little bit later. But for now, let me bring into the conversation our special guest, Mr. Alex Morton. There he is. Alex, connecting from Beverly Hills. I'm here in Las Vegas. Alex is he's going to be building a house like a stone's throw from my house, which is going to be super fun. We're going to make the neighborhood even better. But Alex, welcome.
Excited to be here. And yeah, I'm very excited to become the Worre's neighbor. Just a little football throw. It's going to be a lot of fun, no doubt.
Yeah, man. So you've been involved in network marketing for how long?
February 2011. So I celebrated my 10-year anniversary this past February, and now we're going on 11 years pretty much in February. Yeah.
11 years in February. And how old were you when you started?
I was 21. I was young, not developed, but very hungry and a very high level of desire to make it happen regardless.
Right. And, you've had a wild 10 years and an exciting 10 years, experienced ups and downs like everybody else inside of our profession, and come out on top. And what do you think, what were some of the big lessons over the last 10 years? For somebody that's looking at this right now and, they don't know if this is for them or whatever, but what are some of the big lessons?
Yeah, there's definitely been challenges on the journey. Like you said, network marketing is better. It's not perfect, right? And I think a lot of times in today's society, everybody wants it now, give me a result right now. And even in network marketing, which I agree with you, this is the greatest vehicle for the average human being to create financial independence and freedom for them and their family. And along this process of becoming on the journey to becoming my best self and, the chasing my potential, obviously there were a lot of growing pains and learning curves. And I could talk just about staying humble and eliminating your ego for 15 hours. But if you're new in the industry and you're on your road to your first, say, 6 figures, right? Maybe you're making $400 a month. Maybe you're making $1,000 a month, $5,000 a month, and you have not eclipsed that first little checkpoint of I made $100,000 in a 12-month calendar year. I would say you got to have this balance between being patient and also really maximizing every day when building your business, because like you talk about all the time, Eric, in this profession, you are your own boss, you are your own CEO. No one's telling you when to wake up, when to go to sleep, when to go to lunch. You control you operate yourself and your own organization. So I would say you got to be patient on these massive long-term goals and visions of becoming a millionaire or taking this amazing European vacation with your wife and your kids. But you got to hold that near and dear to your heart, like I did at 21 with my big, massive goals and dreams. But then every day you got to execute on just the little disciplines, whether, prospecting 5 people a day, doing presentations, showing the plan to at least 5 people every single day. So it's this love balance between patience
and urgency,
discipline and urgency.
It's like we all want to go fast, and we should, because fast is better than slow.
Yep.
But we need to have a little bit of patience. Understand anything worthwhile takes time. You got to build something, right? And as we're talking about this, everybody that's watching, take a moment and post in the comments, what is one thing that you love about network marketing? What is one of your favorite things about network marketing? Throw that into the comments and let everybody see. Everybody that's checking this out, let everybody see. And also make sure you hit the share button, and you also show Alex some love for coming on here. He didn't have to do this. Provide you with some fresh information on how you can do better in your business. Now, and I've got we got Bob Proctor coming up in a bit, and I also have a special free gift for you in just a little bit. What we titled this live conversation, whether you're watching live or replay, this conversation, we titled this how to build a new model that makes the old model of your life obsolete. What do you mean by a new model, and how do you do that?
Yeah, well, we've all been created and raised right by other people's belief systems, other people's thinkings, other people's opinions, whether it's in politics, whether it's the food we eat, whether it's the way we speak, the language that we speak. We all have to understand that network marketing, because I'm going to tie this all back to network marketing, right? Network marketing is the greatest vehicle for sure, 100%. There are a tremendous amount of amazing companies, life-changing products, life-changing services, life-changing education. There are multiple great CEOs. There are multiple amazing builders and leaders and recruiters, right? In GoPro, it talks about, the steps to becoming a professional. But the issue that people got to understand is that if it was just learning those steps, if it was just finding a great company, then everybody would be a 6- and 7-figure earner. So building this new model to make the old model obsolete has to do with your mind. It has to do with your thinking, right? So the things that I educate people on, and now over 75 countries around the world, obviously tied to my specific, company and the teachings that I do, 95% of that information is the mental programming of our minds. Because my mentor, Bob Proctor, who's going to be on here in a little bit, right? His entire philosophy has to do, get the pool guy back there, his entire philosophy has to do with the mental programming. So if you're on this call and you want to make a massive change, if you want to make a massive shift in your business, right? This whole idea of turning your yearly income into your monthly income, all right? We've got to now look at what we're thinking about. So for those of you taking notes, write this idea down. Attitude, okay? Our attitude is one of the ways we build this new model. Well, Alex, I got to become a better recruiter. Okay, you got to change your attitude. Well, Alex, I want to get to the next rank in my compensation plan. You need to, one of the things that you got to change your attitude, okay? Because you can learn how to prospect, recruit, present, enroll a new customer, launch a new customer. Guys, I believe network marketing, after 11 years in earning, multi-deca millions of dollars in this space. And I only talk about money so people pay attention, right? I'm a normal, humble guy from Columbus, Ohio. I'm telling you right now, it has to do with the programming and the mentality of each and every one of us. So number one is we got to ask ourselves, what is our attitude? We got to understand attitude. Attitude is the culmination of our thoughts, our feelings, the actions that we take, and the results that we get. The reason why 9 out of 10 people in every network marketing company don't make a full-time income, it's not because they can't open a prospect and present, because we can teach a 4-year-old child how to invite prospects properly. Eric Worre's training that he created years ago is the most simplistic form of training in the best form in the history of the industry. And it's simple. I work with people that dropped out of high school that became multimillionaires. I work with people that have multiple felon charges that became multimillionaires. People that every other industry and profession would count them out. Network marketing allowed them the vehicle to go out there and become a massive financial free, successful individual. So the attitude that transforms our income, our life, right? What do we think about all day long? If you think right now, I can't sell my product, I can't sell my service, the price is too expensive, right? In my second company, people used to say the price is too expensive. I said the price isn't too expensive, right? You if you say that, that shows up in reality. So number one, we have to change our thinking, right? We need to think to build this new model. I want you to think about your future. I want you to think about where you see yourself, right? December 31st, 2021. How many of you on this call? I know we're on Facebook Live. Hundreds and thousands of people are on here. Do you know where you're going to be? January 1, 2022. See, most people, you don't even have a goal written down. How could you become a network marketing professional if you don't even know where it is you're going? Right? At 21 years old, I had no money. I had no formal education. Okay. No one ever taught me how to own a business, run a business, go recruit people. Right? I wrote down I was going to become a millionaire before my 25th birthday. Right? So step one in attitude, right, is knowing exactly where you're going and focusing on that with our thinking and our thoughts, right? Then that translates into feelings, right? You got to feel good all the time about your goals. And you see some people, this is difficult to do because you look around your current apartment, your current bank account, right? Your current relationships, your current, I hate the word downline, your current success team, and you feel bad about your income. You feel bad about where you are in your business, and keep attracting more experiences to feel negative emotions, right? So attitude, think the right things, feel the right emotions, and then it's going to allow us to take the right actions. But we have to understand that we've all been programmed by people other than us, right? When you watch Fox, when you watch CNN, when you listen to your mom and dad and grandparents, listen, you may have the greatest parents and grandparents in the world. If you tell Eric Worre, I want to be a millionaire, you need to take advice from people who, guess what, have produced 7 figures in a year. My life changed. Write this one down as well. My life changed. My model changed when I started to listen to the right people. When I got into network marketing, I tracked down the highest paid people in the profession. Okay? And I found out who they were, where they lived. I found out what they looked like, and I studied them. I know their names right now from 11 years ago, and I studied every single thing to a T. I said, I'm going to take whatever they did to get to where they are, that's what I'm going to do, except I'm going to speed it up even quicker. Right? When I got in the profession, the model was work hard for 2 to 3 years, and you can get to 6 figures a year. And I said, well, I want to work hard for 2 to 3 years and get to 6 figures a month, 7 figures a year. You see, whatever we think about and whatever we set our mental thermostat on is where we're going to go. It's how we're going to think. It's how we're going to attract. You see, the law of attraction is 100% real, but it has to tie into also the law of action, right? You have to marry this positive thinking, positive attitude, great vibrational frequency, but you have to marry it with going out there and prospecting 10 people a day, doing 5 presentations a day, getting to every company event, promoting GoPro, recruiting mastery, doing the things necessary for success. So number one on turning this old model and making a completely new model that makes the old model obsolete, makes the old model dead, unrecognizable to you and your family and where you're going financially, is this idea of self-image, right? You see, and not enough people talk about this stuff, but we can train our groups on everything, and then they still fail. They still can't produce a result. Why is that? Why is that? Because it has to do with their mental programming. It has to do with their belief system. It has to do with the way they see themselves. So the next step in that, and I know I'm going to pass it back to you here right now, is this self-image, and it's very simple. How do you see yourself? Before Eric Worre became the number one trainer on the planet in our profession, he saw himself as the number one trainer in our profession. So the question is how do you see you when it comes to building this business?
Well, and just to jump in for a second, Bob Proctor's, a legend in the personal development world, in the thought leader space, and in changing your life and changing your paradigms and all that stuff. And I know he's had a big impact on you. He's had a big impact on me. He's a friend to the profession. So I thought I thought I would just share a little bit of information from Bob at this time, in part of what you're laying out and creating the new model. So everybody sit back and enjoy this special message from Bob Proctor.
The world is going through such an enormous transition right now. And you'll often hear people say, one person can't change the world. But I'm going to tell you something. One person changed my world 59 years ago. It was in 1961, a man gave me this book, Think and Grow Rich. And he said, Bob, if you'll do exactly what I tell you and follow the principles that are laid out in this book, he said, you can have anything you want. Now, I'm going to be very honest, I did not believe that. I was unhappy. I was sick. I was broke. I was going in the wrong direction. That man literally changed the course of my life. Well, there's a lot of people mentally that are in the space that I was in October 1961. And I believe you are in the position as a network marketer to help them change the situation they're in. Wallace Wattles in The Science of Getting Rich, on chapter 7, on the very first page, he said the entire process of mental adjustment and atonement can be summed up in one word: gratitude. Every morning I sit down and I write out 10 things I'm grateful for. I do it without fail every morning. That started a long time ago. That day in October 1961 is a day that I'll never forget because it literally changed my life. We know that the world is going through a change right now. It's a phenomenal change. And there's a lot of people that are wandering around in the mental state that I was in back in 1961. I was scared. I was lost. My whole focus was on myself. That's all I could think about. And Ray Stanford changed that. Now, I've been in this business, as I say, for 59 years. I am frequently asked, Bob, if you were starting over, what would you do? Like that. I give them the same answer every time. I would join a network marketing company. Because I really believe the network marketing industry has done more for the world than any other single industry. It will help anyone become an entrepreneur. It will help anyone fulfill their dreams that will follow the rules that are laid down very clearly by everyone that has ever won in network marketing. Napoleon Hill lays them down in Think and Grow Rich. Well, I want to suggest that you're in a position today to help a lot of people. You may be wondering, how are you going to fare out of this whole thing? You're going to do fine if you form the attitude, I'm here now to serve. I'm here now to help, because you've got a phenomenal opportunity. There's all kinds of people losing their work. They're losing their jobs. They're scared. They don't know what to do. I believe you're in the position to help them. Network marketing is without question one of the most incredible concepts that ever come down the pike. Anyone with a little bit of ink and a couple of dollars like that, and they're in business for themselves. It's a phenomenal opportunity. Think of this for a moment. If we let the sand in this glass represent our life, the sand in the top of the glass represents the future. You know, if you just hold my book up there, you don't know how much sand you have left in the top of the glass. We do know what's in the bottom. That's the past. It's gone. When I was a little kid, my grandmother used to always be saying, I'll soon be gone, dear, I'll soon be gone. Well, it got to a point where we thought Grandma was never going to go. Grandma thought she only had a little bit of sand in the top of the glass. Turned out she actually had a lot. She would have been around 60 when I remember starting to hear that. Grandma didn't leave us till she was 94, and the angels just came and took her away one night. She thought she had a little, she had a lot. Now, I jumped around with another young guy named Bob Yates when I was 16 years old. If you had asked Bob how much time he had left, he'd say at least half a century. Bob didn't have a half an hour. He was coming into Kingston Road Highway in Toronto in his panel truck, hit the abutment of a bridge, and his life was snuffed out. See, we really don't know how much time we have left, but we do know where we are right now. That's all we've got. That's all we can count on is right here, right now. If you will make up your mind that you're going to do the best you can do right now, help as many people as you can. It's not hard to find somebody that's looking for help. The vast majority of the world is scared. They are really afraid. They're looking for direction. They're looking for an opportunity. You've got one to give them. I would recommend anybody go into network marketing. It's such a phenomenal concept. You can become financially independent. I know so many people who are worth millions of dollars today that started with nothing. But someone, the same as Ray Stanford sat down with me with this book, someone came and gave them the opportunity. I want to suggest you do that. You make up your mind right now that you're going to do what you know you can do. Do it one at a time, right now. One person can change the world. One person changed my world. I want to congratulate Eric on what he's doing, and I want to congratulate you on what you're doing. I believe network marketing is the most phenomenal profession that you're going to find. And I'm glad that I work around so many network marketers. This is Bob Proctor, and thank you.
So isn't Mr. Proctor the man? What a guy. If you've ever seen The Secret, you'll know about who he is and how he is and what an ambassador for our profession. So I was just hearing you talk about, just the beginnings of this, how to create the new model, and so many things resonated. So I wanted to put that message in there, but continue with where you were going with your train of thought, that we could piggyback on top of Bob.
Yeah, and I tell people all the time, Bob's had the most profound impact on my life outside of my parents for sure. I met him at $400 a month in my first company, and he's helped me get to where I am today. And he said it best. This is not my information. When you look at success, you got to go back to probably Andrew Carnegie, to Napoleon Hill, to Earl Nightingale. Earl Nightingale actually trained. Bob worked for Earl, and then after Bob, you have people like us now spreading the same information. And this information is so powerful because it works. I don't have to wonder if it works. I know it works. I can look at my results. I can look at the results of thousands of people around the planet and say this is the truth. So we talked about attitude, right? And hopefully at this point, in this stream, you understand that, okay, 95% of my success in this profession, as well as life, has to do with my mentality, the 6 inches between my ears. I have to make sure I program my mind to produce the outcome in which I desire. And I could talk days about this information because I love it, right? But if you look at everything in your room, Eric's studio, this home, maybe you're in Tulsa, Oklahoma, maybe you're in Lagos, Nigeria. If you look around, everything you see, from the cups to the iPhones to the MacBook computers, this is funny, Think and Grow Rich on my desk right here, everything began in the mind. Everything began in the mind of somebody else. Okay, so if we know that, that means you going diamond, you going 6 figures, you going millionaire in your product-based or server-based network marketing company, it has to begin in the mind. So to build this new model, write this down as well. Okay, everything is created 3 times. Okay, every result is created 3 times. The first time it is created in our mind. The second time it is created on paper. And the third time it is created in the physical world. Okay, Steve Jobs thought about Apple in his mind. He made a blueprint and a game plan for it. And then poof, we have Apple. GoPro, Network Marketing Pro, began in the mind of Eric and Marina Worre. Then there was a game plan and a blueprint for it. And then poof, showed up in the physical planet. You getting to $10,000 a month or $10,000 a week or $10,000 a day in your company must begin in your mind, then on a blueprint game plan, and then in the physical planet. And one of the things that dictates every aspect of our lives is this idea of our self-image, right? Of our self-image, right? Our self-image, and this is how you build a new model. Our self-image, how we see ourselves, is how the world's going to see us. How you see you is how your prospects are going to see you. Okay. Today, when you go prospect people, God willing, it's 10 people on social media, and it's at least 5 people in the physical universe: Starbucks, pizzerias, sushi bars, the outdoor malls, the indoor malls, the movie theaters, the gyms. Hopefully, you are opening your mouth and talking about how great your products and services are in your company, because you're a promoter, you're a distributor, you're a business owner. You got to talk about the life-changing opportunities and products that you have in your company, right? You got to make sure you see yourself a certain way so your prospects see you a certain way. You see, when I was 21, when I got a hold of this information, when I met Bob in Charlotte, North Carolina, he walked up to me and he said, "I want to coach you because I believe you're going to do amazing things in this profession." And I said, "Okay," right? He said, "I don't want prospects to meet Alex Morton at $400 a month. I want prospects. I want your team to see and meet you at $100,000 a month." And I said, "Well, I'm only making $400 a month." He said, "Physically, you're earning $400 a month. Spiritually, you could be earning $100,000 a month." And the way to get there, right? Because everybody's here and we want to go there. Would you agree? Everybody is here, whether you're me or Grant Cardone or Eric Worre or Bob Pride, doesn't matter, Tony Robbins, everybody is here and we all want to go there. Because we all understand and we're under the impression that growth and happiness are interchangeable things. I believe that. I believe we are the happiest when we are growing and giving and serving and helping people. Okay? One of the ways to spiritually move into the person we want to become, right? To earn the income we want to become, to have the fulfillment and the service to others that we want to grow into. It's this idea of self-image. So the 3 questions around self-image, number 1 is, how does self-image impact my life? These are the questions that I've received. How does self-image impact my life? This is my answer. It impacts everything, every aspect of our lives, right? The pillars of a life: health, wealth, love, happiness, growth, abundance, success, fulfillment, achievement. Self-image, you could argue, affects every area of our life. So how important is that? I believe it's massively important, right? Number 2, how is the self-image formed, right? We're talking about building a new model to make the old model obsolete. This new model, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be a new program in our mind. It's going to be a new thermostat in our mind. It's going to be a better attitude. It's going to be a better self-image, right? So it's formed by this word paradigms. that Bob Proctor has talked about for 65 years. It is the mental programming, and it holds control over every behavior that we have. Everything we do. In the morning you wake up, you have a routine. You put your pants on, probably the same leg every single day, right? We human beings are creatures of habit, and our habits are controlled by our paradigms. So if you say, well, Alex, in the last 30 days, I definitely have not prospected 5 people a day. Why? You know what you should be doing. Why aren't you doing it? Okay, you should be showing the plan and doing presentations every day. Why aren't you doing it? You should be plugging into your uplines calls. Why aren't you doing it? You need to be doing personal development 30 minutes a day. Why aren't you doing it? Okay, this is what, because your paradigm is screwed up, because it was built by people that had very low self-esteem, very bad self-images themselves. Most people's families never made any money whatsoever. So you've been programmed to fail. You and I have been programmed, most of us have been programmed to live mediocre lives. So your model right now, yes, even in network marketing, even if your company is the greatest company on the planet, which we all think that's our company, which is phenomenal. You should think that. If you think that, that's amazing. Okay? Why aren't you getting the results? Because you are programmed to fail. So we have to now deprogram ourselves and then reprogram ourselves. So self-image is one of the biggest factors of this. So number one, how does self-image impact my life? It impacts everything. Number two, how is it formed? It's formed from other people. It's formed from when your teacher told you were dumb and you weren't going to go to a great college and you should go into manual labor. These are the things that I was told growing up. You should work with your hands because you're never going to make money in business. I went to the business school at Arizona State, top 25 business school. My professor, when I'm 18 years old, said, son, you will never make money in business because you don't understand macroeconomics. So I was programmed a certain way, right? So we have to change it. How do we change it? By building the new model. How do we build the new model? By getting clear on our goals, using our imagination to build the image that we want in our business and in our life, and then executing every day on what we already know we should be doing, which are the 7 steps in Eric's book, to be quite honest with you.
And here's the thing, Alex. If we've both gone through a similar journey, you started yours earlier than I did, but I have been blown away in just the last 5 years as to how small I allowed myself to think, how small I was playing, and how much is available if you open yourself up to truly giving yourself permission to unlock your imagination, to truly saying, to eliminate the restrictions that we put on. Well, that's unrealistic, or that's unrealistic. There's no such thing as unrealistic. There's another level for everybody. And if you give yourself permission, most people don't. If you give yourself permission to think bigger, bolder, faster, then great things are coming to you in a real hurry. And I want you to continue with how to create this new model. But before we do that, I want to talk about GoPro just for a moment, because we have this event that we do every year. Alex spoke last year and crushed the stage, absolutely killed it. Every year we do an event called GoPro, and this year's event is GoPro 2021, December 3rd through the 5th, and it's a 3-day event. We built this $20 million studio to be able to deliver it to you wherever you are in the world. Highly interactive. Everybody's got a front row seat. You're part of the show. Your face is up on the screen. We bring in the biggest, the most successful network marketing leaders from around the world to share what's working right now. I mean, if you ever want to get a pulse on what's exactly working, and they share all of their best secrets where you can accelerate your business, you can use that information to make 2022 the best year of your life, and use this event to close out 2021 the best way you ever have for you and your team. 3 days of the best trainers, plus we bring in some of the biggest thought leaders around the world. Bob Proctor's spoken on our stage. Tony Robbins is going to be speaking at this event. There's a bunch of other big announcements that are coming, big celebrities that are going to be there. if you already have your ticket, just out of curiosity, you're watching, if you already have your ticket to GoPro, put a number 1 into the comments. If you already have your ticket for GoPro 2021. And if you don't have your ticket yet, then put a number 2 into the comments. I'd just like to see from this audience how many have one and how many are yet to get one. Alex, I'm going to give them an offer that they can't refuse in just a moment as to how to get their ticket or how to improve their ticket. Tell them what's the value of this event, the GoPro Recruiting Mastery. What's the value?
Yeah, I don't want to sound cliche and just say priceless, but I attended the event. I don't know what year it was. You were at Green Valley Ranch.
Wow.
I don't know, 200. I don't know, 400, 500 people, and then the next year I spoke on the Rising Stars panel in a room. It was still relatively small back then, to where you guys are now, obviously. But listen, I am such a big believer in this whole idea of events change lives. I really am, because I can look back on my career from when I went from 0 to 100K and then 100K to a million to 10, whatever it was. And I can actually pinpoint specific events that unlocked different levels in this program, which we're talking about today, which actually increased my belief system and self-image. And one of the cornerstone events of my career has been GoPro Recruiting Mastery, whether I was just there to attend. I believe I've spoken 3 times now in my career at your event. Even when I was a speaker, I got so much value from listening and taking notes, listening to people like Tony Robbins, Dean Graziosi, whoever it was, Les Brown sharing stories, Bob Proctor, right? So I don't even know how much the tickets are. I know they're very, very inexpensive and cheap compared to the value people are getting. If you want to grow, you'll go there. It's pretty much simple as that. If you want to grow and become a network marketing professional, which if you're on this call at 9 in the morning on a Thursday, you probably have a pretty high level of desire to build a big business. I believe it's a non-negotiable, non-debatable event, and it's virtual. Right? You don't even have to fly. There's no hotel. You got to log in on your computer and sit there anywhere on the planet and take notes for 3 days, jump up and down, get excited, and set your mentality for 2022. I know us and our entire company are going to be on it. And I believe anybody that wants to achieve needs to be there. I believe it's a non-negotiable event. And I know the tickets are going to be very.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Let me make an offer to people that they can't refuse. I have two offers. One for people who don't have a ticket, and one for people who do have a ticket. And then we're going to continue with your presentation on how to create a new model that makes the old one obsolete. Let me just show you a couple things. GoPro is December 3rd through the 5th. It's going to be the biggest event in network marketing history. There's already 56,000 people already have a ticket around the world. You need to be part of that group. We're expecting over 100,000 people in 100 countries around the world. It is the best of the best of the best. We built a $20 million studio to deliver it to you. You're going to learn how to develop that $1 million mindset, how to grow your circle of influence, how to engage new team members to reach their potential, how to become a world-class leader, implement the principles and strategies that are working right now, apply those strategies, create a great game plan for 2022. And here's what I'm going to tell you. In addition to this event, right? In addition to this event, I wanted to make this ridiculously easy for you to make a decision. So I put together a training library called a Power Training Masterclass System that is 25 hours of content.
Wow.
To help you deliver to it's $3,200 if I sold it all individually. $3,200. Like, and if you go on our regular website right now, a ticket's $500 for GoPro, and it's $3,200 for all of these courses in this power training, in this that we're looking at right here. $3,200 worth of content. So, and you learn everything you need to learn to be a network marketing professional. So here's the offer that hopefully you can't refuse. $197 today for a ticket to Virtual GoPro 2021. And I will give you the Power Training Masterclass Collection, $3,200 worth of courses for free. So $3,700 worth of stuff that you can get for $197 today. just because you're watching this, or if you're watching the replay and you go to the link, you're going to, and it's still active, then you're going to be able to have this price. But I can't promise you it's going to last that long. Okay. So everything, 3 days of GoPro plus $3,200 worth of training that you can use to prepare and make this year and next year amazing for you. Now, and here's the link, special.gopro2021.com, special.gopro2021.com. Maybe take a picture of this screen or a screenshot on your phone. If you're on a laptop, you can use the QR code. If not, go to special.gopro2021.com in order to be able to get this. Now, I got to tell you, for those of you who already have a ticket, if you'd like to get all that power training masterclass series, that $3,200 worth of courses, if you'd like to get that to add to your ticket, you can scroll down to the bottom of this page, special.gopro2021.com, and you'll see the ability to add that training course, all those training courses, to your ticket for $97. Wow. Okay, instead of $3,200, you can have all those other courses for $97. So special.gopro2021.com, that's available today because you're here, because you're watching live. And the reason why I want you to attend, because this event changes lives. Leaders are born at this event. There's more $1 million earners that came out of this event than any event in the world. Yeah. This event will help you close your year incredibly strong, and it will help you set yourself up for 2021 to be the best year ever. Okay? So I'm going to leave this up so you can make sure that you get this information, you take action today, because I will tell you, if you're going to do it anyway, you're going to get a better result if you take action now, if you're going to go do it. And I will, let me just say one more thing. In love, if this is a stretch for you, if the 197 is a stretch for you, and I say this with all compassion and love, because both Alex and myself have been in situations where money was tight. If the 197 is a challenge for you, you're broke anyway right now. The 197, so holding on to that 197 is not going to change anything for the better, but investing in you is going to change everything. In 3 days, we can move you ahead 3 years in your career in 3 days. And that time is priceless. So I hope you take advantage of it. And I hope you get the bonus courses if you already have your ticket. So make sure that you're doing that while we're talking. We're going to go back to Alex. Alex, continue on how to create a new model. All right? Crush it.
All right. And, again, events completely change lives. They really do. And when Eric says if you're broke and 197 is an issue, listen, I've told people all the time, before I was able to build our dream home in Vegas, before I could buy land and build other homes and sell them with my fiance, before I could buy lots of crypto and lots of stocks and have investments all over the planet, I first invested in me. I invested in me, and I continually invest in myself, hundreds of thousands of dollars every single year. So if you're on the fence about that event, get off the fence, because sitting on the fence is going to hurt anyway, and jump in and learn and grow. Okay, so back to this whole idea of building this new model to make the old model obsolete. We talked about attitude, right? We talked about self-image, but let's spend just a couple minutes here on, okay, I get it, right? I get it. Build this new attitude, right? My thoughts, my feelings, right? Use my imagination to mentally build the model, put it down on paper as a goal, right? Hopefully everybody has a goal written down on a sheet of paper for December 31st, 2021 in the present tense. Right? I'm so happy and grateful now. And I know we have thousands of people on the stream, write this down. I'm so happy and grateful now that I am earning, and put an amount of money, right? I'm so happy and grateful now that I am earning $1,000, $5,000, $10,000, $1 million a month by December 31st, 2021. You got to think in clear, distinctive detail, right? The mind wants you to be detailed. It's very, very simple, okay? If I said, hey, what do you want? And you say, I want a new car, I could give you a Honda Accord. I said, here's your new car. And you say, well, I didn't want a Honda. I said, okay. I said, it's a new car. You said you want a new car. Here's your new Honda, right? Well, I wanted a Lexus. I wanted a Rolls Royce. Okay. You didn't say Rolls Royce. You didn't say Lexus, right? We must be clear on what it is we desire. The universe will conspire with us and for us, but we must first be clear as the water is blue in Maui, all right, as to what it is we want. So let's talk for a second on how to transmit this into the group. People say, Alex, I understand. I have leaders coming over today from our company that are doing phenomenally well. We're talking 6 figures a month already. And one of the biggest questions I get, how do I get my people to do what I'm doing? Should I motivate them more? Should I get them to rethink and go rich? Should I get them to read GoPro again? How do I get them to think bigger, like Eric was talking about? Number one, to help people build a new model, you must help them build a new image. Write that down, new image. Right? Talk to your top 10 core leaders today and say, what is the image in your mind right now? Most of them will say, what are you talking about? I'm trying to pay my mortgage payment next month. I'm trying to make my car payment. I'm trying to get enough money so I go to Whole Foods next time I go to the grocery store instead of going to Safeway and eating a bunch of processed GMO nonsense, okay? You got to get people out of their physical reality. I know some of you say, man, this sounds so esoterical. This is so spiritual. Guys, there's science and there's theology. Would you agree? We have 2 forms of reference. We have science and we have theology, religion, right? Everything has agreed on one idea, that we are creators. Doesn't matter. You may say Allah, you may say Jesus, you may say Moses, you may say I don't believe in God. Listen, if Eric and I and you were created in the image of our creator, God, creator, universe, right? That means we have creative abilities to create any life we want. Beyonce and Jay-Z and Kanye West and Drake and Oprah and Tony Robbins and these mega Elon Musk, they understand this information. Why don't you understand it? Okay, why don't you understand it? Eric and Marina live a blessed, amazing, beautiful life and an extraordinary existence. Why not you? They're no different than you. Alex Morton is no different than you. Well, yeah, you Beverly Hills, Rolls Royce, $1 million in watches. No different than you. The information that helped me can help you. So ready for this? Number one, help people build a new image by asking the right questions. Hey, what do you want? What do you desire? Let's build this image in our mind. Step 2 is you got to get people emotionally involved with it. Everybody in network marketing today could go out there and prospect 10 people. Would you agree? Very few people in network marketing today understand how to use their higher faculties to bring them success. So to help people build a new model, you got to, number one, help people build a new image. And number 2, get people emotionally involved with this idea. This is how we do it. Ready? Write this down. Belief system. Ladies and gentlemen, when you get all of this information right over here, the recruiting, the prospecting, the building, the helping people get to $500 a month, $1,000 a month, lose weight on your product, make more money on your product, guys, that will be it's already done. You understand? That is so already done. It's ridiculous. Okay, we've had 24-year-old kids come into our company with no experience and literally become millionaires, right? That's not an income claim. I'm just saying what's possible for you. No guarantees, right? Nothing is guaranteed in this industry. Nothing is guaranteed in this life except death and taxes, right? So let's get to this new model one more time. Get people emotionally involved with the idea of this new image. This is how you do it. Ready? Help them believe bigger. I've got to believe bigger. At Eric's event, by the way, I spoke at that event in 2014 on a panel. I was making $40,000 a month. Back then, I thought I was making $40 million a month. I was making $40,000 a month, and I watched a man speak on stage in a red jacket, and he said, think much bigger, much sooner. If I was not at that event in Vegas in the second row, and I did not hear that man say those words, I honestly don't know if I'm on this call with you right now earning the money that I'm earning. Because it took me to be at an event and physically see somebody say $1 million a month, think much bigger, much sooner, and that was that. Should you go to GoPro? Absolutely. Okay. And in building this belief system, our belief system is controlled by 3 things. Okay. And Eric, whenever time's up, man, you just let me know. This will probably be my last little topic here. The belief system is created by the things, write this down, the things we see, the things we hear, and the things we experience. Well, Alex, how did you do what it is you did? Well, I had to do the attitude and the self-image and do the work and read the books and stay disciplined. But I had to build my belief system on what was possible for me. Nobody in my family ever made tens of millions a year before me. I had to change my thinking. I had to believe in myself. So how did I do that? Well, I had to see the right things. What do I mean by that? What do you see every day? Do you see where you're going? Are your goals on your wall? Are your goals on your screensaver? Are your goals on your refrigerator? Are your goals on your bathroom mirror? Do you see where it is you're going? Because whatever we see, if you write the word eyes down, EYES, the word yes is in the word eyes. So whatever we see is an automatic yes. I got to see the Rolls Royce. I got to see the mansion. I got to see the 10,000 square foot home. I got to see paying off mom and dad's house. I got to see traveling all over the world. I got to see impacting 1 million people. I got to see going to the top of my company. I got to see it. Number one, you got to see where it is you're going. Forget where you are today. I don't even care where you are today. I'm in a little apartment. Get out of the apartment. See yourself in the 5,000 square foot home in Houston, Texas. See yourself where it is you want to be. Number one, help people do this. You want duplication in your business. Number two is our belief system is created by the things that we hear. Write the word hear down. HEAR. You add a T on the end of that word. What does it spell? Heart. Okay? Whatever we hear goes into our heart. That's interesting. Maybe God intended it to work like this so everybody can unlock their potential. Okay? We have to make sure we're hearing the right things. What should we be hearing every day? Our affirmations. This is what Alex Morton hears every day for the last. I'm so happy and grateful now that I helped 1,000 people get the $10,000 a month by December 31st, 2021. I'm so happy and grateful now that I've been able to earn X amount of dollars by December 31st, 2021. Right? I've been doing this since I was a 21-year-old kid at Arizona State University, screaming at myself in my car by myself with no radio on about I'm so happy and grateful now that I'm a millionaire before my 25th birthday. And then what we think about tends to happen. So we must see the right things. We must hear the right. What else should you hear? You should hear Zig Ziglar, Tony Robbins, Napoleon Hill, Earl Nightingale, Bob Proctor, Eric Worre. Okay, I wrote a book. Lots of people in this industry wrote books. Jeff Bertie is a great guy to listen to on YouTube. Right? I've got a lot of stuff on YouTube. Alex Moore, it's all there. Unlock it. Listen to it. Right? Stop listening to all the music and watching all the Netflix shows. And study information, study people that have what you want. That's what I did. That's all I've ever done. I was in Vegas about a year ago with my fiance. I sat down with Eric and I asked this man questions until he's like, okay, the sun's down. I kept asking questions. I'm hungry for information. I'm a student of greatness. You got to be a student. You got to go to GoPro and be a student of this information. So within this belief system, focus on the things that you see, the things that you hear, and the things you experience. Newsflash: an experience is December 3rd through 5th. That is an experience where your self-image, your attitude, and your belief system will go up 10x.
I would tell you, look. You got to guard your mind from the negative, and you have to feed your mind consciously with things that will remind you of what your potential is all about. GoPro can help you do that, but and will for sure. So I'm those of you who are saying you already got your ticket or you got your ticket today, congratulations on doing that. Those of you who got your upgrade, training bundle, that's going to be really helpful for you. Alex, I want to ask you a question. At the risk of scaring people to death that are watching this, what's next? Because right now, a lot of people can't imagine where you're at right now and where you're going and where your mindset is. What's next? What do you see? What's the next evolution of network marketing? What's the next evolution of you? What is your imagination allowing you to think about now? Because sometimes we we imagine the car, we imagine giving to charity, we imagine the house, we imagine the watch, whatever, and we get it, and we just kind of sink into what we imagined before, and we forget to think about what's coming in the future. So what's the next? What's your vision now? What are you thinking about?
Yeah, it's this whole idea of pre-playing the future. So I pre-play a few different things. I pre-play my fiance and I starting a family in the next couple. This is more personal stuff, obviously.
Yep, of course.
I see our current company putting 50,000 people in arenas in New York, in Dallas. Two massive events on the same day. We have a vision of that of an Amway Mary Kay Herbalife. I'm just without saying my company's name. That's
yep.
We're headed and going. And then personally, I am currently breaking. My vision is to break into more mainstream different. I want my information and story to inspire people in the industry as well as outside of the industry. That I see that's where personally the brand is going, creating lots of amazing things to provide more service and value to the world, and just keep going. I have this thing in my head of chasing my potential. Right? I say,
I love that.
I look at you, and I look at Grant Cardone's had a big impact on my life. I know you spoke at GoPro as well. I look at Bob Proctor and I say, okay, these are targets, right? This is where I'm headed. This is where I'm going, and I'm only going to get to where I want to go by serving and helping as many people.
What's annoying to me? Here's what's annoying. You're 31 or 32?
I'm 32 next month.
You're 32 next month, so you're still 31. I'm 57. So what's super, super annoying is you have 26 years on me to be able to play, 26 years to bring value, 26 years to contribute, 26 years. Now, I'm still going to do it for the next 26 years, of course, but I envy the time. Time is the most valuable thing in the world. Do everything in your power. Get coaches, get mentors, go to the events, do everything in your power to shorten your learning curve, because time is precious. I want to give everybody a gift for hanging in here for us for the last hour. One thing I've learned, and Alex has learned also, is challenging your team, using challenges with your team can help your team be more productive. And I did a training at an event called the Six Figure Summit event, and just for six-figure earners and above. In order to be able to go to that. And at that training, I put together how to use campaigns and challenges to radically grow your business. So here's the link. It's absolutely free. I'm going to send you this video training for free. No catches, nothing you have to buy, no credit cards. GoPro2021.com/challenges to be able to get that information. It's going to really help you a lot. Okay. So I'm going to show a little recap video for GoPro 2020 at the end of this in just a moment. But before I do that, so you'll want to watch that. But before I do that, Alex, it was great to have a conversation. I can't wait till we're neighbors. We're already peers and friends and mentors to each other. Thank you for your contribution to this community. Thank you for your contribution to network marketing. The best is yet to come. I know that for sure. And look forward to hanging out with you and your bride by the time you get over here, but your fiance now. So thank you for bringing some value.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much for having me.
All right. Love you, everybody. Check this out. GoPro 2020.
What was it like putting this studio together?
Mostly just a decision.
I'm shining so bright, lit up like a diamond in the dead of night. There's fire deep in my soul. I'ma rise up like the legends of old. Brighter than gold, brighter than gold. Brighter than gold.
But once the decision was made, I just trusted Marina to do it.
Now my kingdom's coming. I was born for the throne. Like lightning striking, sparking. There's heat in my bones. There's fire fire deep in my soul. I'ma rise up like the legends of old. Brighter than gold, brighter than gold. I can feel that fire in me, fire in me, fire. I can feel that fire in me, fire in me, fire.
What an experience it is to be able to watch an event, be a part of an event that has so much interaction, a part of it, and people are speaking here live. And if you've seen this stage, if you haven't seen it yet, there's nothing in the world like it.
The valley of the gods in the grave. I'll keep on going, running. I'll go till my body breaks. There's fire deep in my soul. I'ma rise up like the legends of old. Brighter than gold, brighter than gold. I can feel that fire in me, fire in me, fire. I can feel that fire in me, fire in me, fire. Yeah. Give me that fire. Give me that fire.
Like, I'm an energy guy, so I love to be live. But this experience, I mean, seeing people all across the screens, the sound, it feels like you are in someone's living room. Literally, the connection is amazing. I always believe connection creates power. I'm almost thinking that this might actually be better than live.
Brighter than gold, brighter than gold. I can feel that fire in me, fire in me, fire in me, fire. I can feel that fire in me, fire in me, fire in me, fire. Brighter than gold, brighter than gold. Brighter than gold.
So that's it. That's it for today. That's our gift. The challenges, GoPro2021.com/challenges. And then also special.gopro2021.com. Hope you take advantage of that. Hope you join us. It's going to be absolutely special. It won't be the same without you. Hope you enjoyed this conversation with Alex Morton and Bob Proctor. I know that I did. And have a great day. And I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.